Okay.
Oh, no, sir. I'll wait
It's
today.
okay.
I promise.
But what I'm saying is, why impolite?
That's what I'm trying to understand myself because I've been through therapy and things, and I just don't. It's because I know everything we do is a choice. That's something I'm learning right now as well.
Well, let me
Everything we
ask you.
do is a choice.
Let me whittle it down. Let's just go
Yes,
back.
sir.
Let's go back 500 years ago. If you were impolite and he could slap the shit out of you, would you be impolite?
No, sir. And that's
Thank you.
many comments
Thank
that
you.
we've had,
Thank you. Thank you.
discussions we've had recently. He knows that I watch you. He
But
watches me watch you.
my point is, if he could slap the crap out of you, would you be impolite?
Not at all.
Thank you.
Mm.
All right, first of all, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Harakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. My name is Brother Howard Shai Zion. Just was compelled to do this video right now at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's crazy. In between, I just was like scrolling through some things, man, and I found this. So I'm going to get into Sirach, okay, the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter number 25. So it says here, all right, let me get here. All right, 25 and 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. Now, what's that mean? Does that mean that you can't get with a woman because of her, how she looks? No. A woman is pleasureful. You have to take this in context and with the grain of salt to understand what this is talking about. This is why discernment is important, brothers. All right? It's talking about not solely desiring her as a sexual object because you fall into that little, I believe the word is microcosm, where you're basically stuck in a hole and that's all she represents to you is just a good time. And that's not good. All right? That is not somebody you want to be with. All right, a woman's supposed to help you out around the house and be a pillar of rest unto you. That's why it says a silent and loving woman is a gift from the Lord. Now, clearly, that woman's not. And you saw the discrepancy there. If it was 500 years ago, man, listen, half of these people wouldn't be saying none of this. I could do bad all by myself. I don't need you, nigga. You ain't shit. I've had women say this to me. Well, I can't even call them women. I've had children. This is like a child, mentally, a child, I should say. A 34-year-old woman who was a child saith this to me. With the mind of a child, man, teen, awful, and say these things to me. You ain't shit. You ain't this and that. All the meanwhile, I'm maintaining her standard of living. For the sake of trying to make things work. And man, did I learn my lesson. So anyway, it says here, verse 22, a woman, if she maintain her husband, it says, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh an heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. Yeah, that's your mind. It's all hurt, man. Back in 2017, I was going through some stuff with my woman. And, she was calling the law for really stupid reasons, for really no reason at all, just being wicked. If anybody knows me, knows I'm a very low-key individual. I don't do anything out of character or out of context whatsoever. That's just the truth. And, basically, man, she was making me very sad and whatnot, but this is just wild. So I learned that lesson. It was like, okay, well, you also don't need to be dealing with these people either. So the responsibility I took is right here, verse 21, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. You understand? So just because she's pretty doesn't mean she could walk over your ass. You know, and these women here in Babylon the Great, man, they've got it very good. You know, because at one point when she was speaking to me, that crossed my mind. I said, yeah, man, you know, if this was the ancient world, you would never speak to me this way because I'd be able to do something about it. But now, here in America, Babylon the Great, with Esau bearing rule, the scriptures talk about that. When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay? Verse 23, that's back again, says, a wicked woman abateth the courage. Okay? Maketh an heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Right, because you're part of him. And if he doesn't have that comfort and he's relying on you for that, see, this is why we got to have multiple women so we can have our options to be like, all right, look, if you ain't going to do it, you know, like I did that video, shit, another motherfucker going to pick up the pace, the guy said. You slacking, another motherfucker picking up the pace. You know, because she wouldn't give him whatever he wanted as far as like comfort, you know, sex or whatever. Yeah, and if you don't do it, another woman's gonna do it. And that's the options of a man. Okay. And then it goes on to explain verse 24, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. And that's what that woman's doing, calling herself a polyamorous woman. That's nowhere found in the scriptures. There is no multiple anything or open relationships with women. All of this modern day stuff, and just like I told the woman that I was talking to a while back, which I had to cut off real hard, okay? Who was probably single with nothing, because we definitely sent up some curses on that person, man, for their wickedness. But anyways, they were saying some things, and I said, look, that way of life, you could do what you want to do. I'm not telling you know what I'm saying? She's like, so I have to be, you're saying that I have to do that? I'm not telling you have to do anything. But I'm telling you, if you continue to do what you're doing, you know, acting like you're independent, you don't need a man and all this other shit, and, you know, you don't want to fall in line, then you're going to hit brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. Because that liberty that you've been given has basically just destroyed you. And it's destroyed the family structure, which is the unit and pillar of strength, which you can't recognize because you've been liberated. And what that liberty has done for the wicked women, basically, okay, not all women, because some women are very cordial and, you know, really sweet men, you know, and very, very quiet and humble, and they just want a peaceful existence. And that's beautiful to find that, because they are out there. And some of them are very docile. They just don't have it in them to be like that. And those are the people you want to wait for, Akim. All right, you brothers. Eventually, you're going to find somebody who just doesn't have it in them, you know, to be like evil, man. That's just not how they get down. Now, they're going to have flaws. Yeah, they're going to have flaws. But they're not going to be inherently evil, you know. They're not going to have that. It does exist, so it has to. But nonetheless, verse 25 I'm focusing on. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. So when they have that polyamorous view, or, you know, I can do bad, I can do whatever, you can't tell me what to do. Like that other woman, you know, she's disrespectful, but she knows that if she had that, she didn't have that liberty, she wouldn't be disrespectful. Because it's been given you the option to disobey of course, she's going to take the option to disobey. All right? And that option was given by Esau, Edom. All right, the so-called white man allows women to divorce their husbands in court, take their money, which is stealing. It is stealing because it's not their money. It's their husband's money. All right? You don't have access to his money. All right, you have what you have. He provides for you, and that order and that establishment is from the Heavenly Father. Well, that's not right. And it says, verse 26, if she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. Okay. Send her on her way, send her packing. Now, in this, obviously now when Yahushua spoke on, if it wasn't for adultery, okay, or death, you're not supposed to get rid of your woman if she's pleased to dwell with you. Further expounding upon that in 1 Corinthians 7. You can't come into the truth and just be like, oh, you got to go because you ain't in the truth. Nah. If she likes you and she follows, if she's not giving you hell, be cool with her, man. But if she end up giving you hell and, she's just going absolutely ballistic on you, man, in your house, being tyrannical type, just going wicked, you have to get rid of her. You have to, or at least separate from her, and if she had gone off and committed adultery, then that was the will of the Lord. There's nothing you could do. That's why, brothers, you got to prepare for hardship in this truth. You know what I mean? I believe it is, I want to say it's chapter 2. Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. All right, this is going to make me go through all that. Hold on a second. Okay. I got it. Ecclesiasticus, book of Sirach, chapter number 2 and verse number 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. All right, prepare your mind to be tested. Set thy heart aright, which is your mind, constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Right, and the scriptures talk about that, the hasty in spirit, be very careful. Don't make any rash decisions just because things don't work out the way you want it to all the time. Doesn't mean you need to flip out. Calm down. And even if you did get in a fight with your woman and it seems like things are on the rocks, sometimes temporary withdrawal increases your honor and respect. Maybe not take her calls and don't talk to her for a good solid week, even if she calls you. It's just about respect and honor being increased. And that's what happens. That's just tips from words of the wise, should I say. Okay. Verse 3 says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Okay, so you may have to go through that, where she's just out of control, and, these women are of Babylon, they're not virgins, man. All right? So technically, they're really not your wife. Unless you got them from a virgin, technically they're not your wife, and the Lord's just having mercy upon you, man. Okay? But nonetheless, I mean, hey, we're in the land of confusion. All right? And we're just doing the best we can. That's why, man, all right, this is a rehearsal. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. Once we found out about this truth now, we're born again in the knowledge, and we're supposed to deal correctly the right way. And that's why when you're young in the truth, it's best that you don't have a woman and don't go looking for one when you first come in, because you're probably going to make a mistake, man. It's almost a guarantee you're going to make a mistake. You're not going to know how to deal with that woman because you don't really have the wisdom of the Lord yet. That stuff takes years, man. All right? Because I made that mistake, man, and started dealing with a woman thinking, oh, that's my rib. And no, it's not, man. She's a piece of shit, man. All right? The particular person I'm talking about, my woman that I had. And that was my fault for me picking that person because she was pretty. She's looked like Ava Longoria. And, I thought that was, oh, yeah, it's my girl. And, I had sweet talked her, man, and whatever. And then I was down with what I told her about this truth. But she acted like she was down, got all, I enticed her, and she was not betrothed, and, all that. I followed all that. And then what ends up happening, man, she was kind of just going along to get along. She was full of shit. She didn't really believe in it, man. And I knew that. And afterwards, she still kind of didn't get it. And that ended up being a big test in my walk. And I had to go to work all down and hurt, man, or whatever, because for whatever we was going through, and still preaching the scriptures, man, every week, man, going hard. And it was just like, man, it was a difficult time. But, hey, I was like, hey, I guess this is just suffering for the truth. I learned the hard way how hardcore being, quote, in the truth is. A lot of people think it's all glorious and glamorous because you see people yelling, oh, the white man's the devil, da, da, da. Okay, but you don't understand the hardships that it takes to really go through this. All right, it's lucky if I'm rambling, but it's necessary. Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. Right. So it's been 4 years since that time of a bad breakup with me. And, Barak Thayah Bashim Yahushai, for his mercy, and, now it's like just the quality of women I'm meeting now is a lot better now, because it's like for his mercy. And it was about 4 years to the day, that I had that difficulty, man, that extreme difficulty, So things happen that way, man. Just to bring enlightenment, brothers, or not to keep rambling on the situation. Because here's the thing, too. Don't post a bunch of questions on the comment board. Well, I'm going this with my woman. And well, you're going to have to deal with your own woman, man. All right? I'm not giving relationship advice and things like that, man. You're going to have to figure this out yourself. All right, that's another thing, man. You can't just be asking anything you want on the comment boards, because sometimes the answer lies within you and, lies right in front of you. What I could say is this. I wouldn't recommend getting into relationships and making final decisions of finality from the beginning of your walk, because you're going to be led down several different winding roads spiritually. And chances are that woman's not going to be able to come with you. So wait till you're stable, and mentally and spiritually and physically and financially too. And when those things are, you'll know when that sweet spot's there. Then things should probably fall into place. And if it's not meant to be, man, then it's not meant to be. You know, just don't worry about it. Okay, verse number 8. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Okay, so focus on this. You know, that Matthew 6:33 as well, you know, seek first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you, roughly paraphrasing. Okay? Verse 9, ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. All right? Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? All right, verse 11, for the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. All right, beautiful men. And I'm just going to keep it at that. Very, very beautiful. Well, I'll keep reading a couple verses. Verse 12, woe be to fearful hearts and the faint hands and the sinner that goeth two ways. Right, you have to be solid, man. You can't be double-minded and unstable. And that's pretty much what happens when you first come into the faith, you know, especially when you go out there preaching scriptures. You know, you first come in the faith, you're like, oh, well, you know, but you're greenhorn. You know, you're green, as they say. You're new. So you're very impressionable. And I could tell you one thing, and, you know, and if it was kind of bad advice that you got when you're young, and you don't have any other advice to take, well, you're just going to follow it to a T because that's all you got to go off. That's why the learned and experienced men are the ones who are supposed to be teaching the scriptures. All right, those who are weaned from the breast, all right, and taken off of the milk. All right, because all those people that use milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, the scriptures say. All right. But you got to start somewhere. Okay, and I pray that this is edifying. I hope I'm not rambling on too much, man. It's a sensitive topic for me and others as well, man. So I pray Yahweh Shem Yahushai has given me the words to say properly, and I'm not saying too much, man, because this is really serious. I know I've been through some serious shit, man, like hurtful, painful shit, man, and I don't wish this upon people, man. This hurts. You know, it's crazy. On my enemies, though, I can't, you know, because there's an expression, I don't wish this on my worst enemy. Oh, no, I wish even worse than this on my worst enemy. I damn sure do. The hell with them. Anyway, verse 13. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended. Right, and the woman that I dealt with who didn't believe, who tricked me and basically lied, or I will say this, she lied to me. I said that she believed in what I was talking about. And then, you know, when we got together and we slept together, you know, it was made very crystal clear to her that I wasn't messing around. And I don't want to be hopping around like that. You know, I wanted to just be with one woman. And, you know, she was running game, man. But I had agreed, and, you know, I was following the scriptures literally to a T, and I was taking it too serious, man, because she wasn't, and you shouldn't either. And it was just not good. So, brothers, you know, be careful in this kingdom. You know, I could give you my personal opinions on things, but I kind of want to tread lightly with that. But bear in mind, this is rehearsing the righteous acts. And technically, these women in Babylon, they're not your wives, all right, if they've slept with somebody else before you and the man's still alive, okay? We deal how we deal here because, you know, if they currently don't have a man and they're not dating anybody, you know, they're not married, then that's that. But, and they haven't heard of this truth, technically they would be born again, understanding that, but I wouldn't even get into it and get involved with it, to be honest. It's best to just be like Paul, he, like he said, it's best if you're burning with passion, then I guess it's best to marry. But if you can hold out and just relax, man, everything will be all right, in the kingdom. So, hey, Lord willing, man, that was edifying. I just want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, HaRachakodash, and Shalom to the hopeful elect.